Hello Toolboxers, welcome to our third and final video on sealing concrete. You've already gone through how to clean your concrete properly. You've also gone through the process of selecting the right concrete sealer for you. Well, now we get to actually apply it, and the good news is this is the easy part. So we'll get started in about 15 seconds, but in the meantime, please click on the subscribe button down below if you're not already a subscriber. And as always, if you have any questions about what you see in this video, please ask it in the comment section down below. Today I'll be applying a water-based siliconate penetrating sealer. The product I'll be using is called VSeal 101. We have no affiliation with this product or the company that manufactures it, but we've used it before and we've had very good results. Application will be done with a standard paint roller, but you could also use a low pressure garden sprayer if you like. Now the application techniques I'm going to use here today should be applicable to just about any type of penetrating sealer, but be sure to check the manufacturer's application instructions because we never want to do a job twice. When purchasing your sealer, make sure you calculate the number of square feet that you're sealing so you can buy the right amount of sealer. I like to be conservative, so if a sealer says it can cover 200 to 300 square feet per gallon, I go with the lower number so I can ensure that I don't run out of sealer. A second important point is make sure you check the weather forecast. Make sure there's no chance of precipitation during the application of the sealer as well as during the necessary drying time for your sealer. And lastly, you're going to want to look at your manufacturer's application instructions about the concrete temperature. VSeal says that my concrete has to be between 35 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that's the temperature of the concrete, not the ambient air temperature. So I like to take an infrared thermometer and just spot check it to make sure we're within that range. I'm at 83 degrees, so we're good to get started. Let's grab our materials so we can get the job done. Here are our tools and materials for this job. We've got our penetrating sealer. We will be applying it with a roller. So I've got a paint pan, standard roller with a 1/2 inch nap. I've also got a smaller 6-inch roller, and that'll be used to cut in around the perimeter, make it a little bit easier to control. And then to stay off of our knees for this whole project, I've got a 4-foot extension pole that can connect to the end of the roller. Safety wise, standard safety glasses, and also this stuff's not terrible if you get it on your skin, but you really don't want to, so I've got a pair of nitrile gloves as well. You want to be sure that the surface is clean of any debris or dirt. I use a leaf blower to get off any dust, and I also remove my shoes so I don't track dirt onto the surface. If you're cleaning and sealing within a few days of each other, you can keep up any plastic or tape material that you may have applied during the cleaning process. It's not necessary to do this if you're careful, but I prefer to err on the side of caution if there are any materials other than concrete that are adjoining or adjacent to the area I'll be sealing. Since I don't have plastic remaining, I must use caution. The sealer can etch glass, so I have to be careful not to get roller splatter onto the glass. I'll start by using the small roller to cut in near the adjacent walls. The consistency of the sealer is like water. Apply it liberally. If after about a minute any sealer hasn't soaked in, use the roller to spread the excess to different areas that you'll be sealing. As you can see, this dries relatively quickly and it will not look good when you first apply it. You'll see a white outline where you originally started. Don't panic, this will go away. After it's all dry, you won't even notice the sealer is there. I'm also going to go ahead and seal the vertical surfaces here as well. It's a little trickier since this stuff just runs down like water, but like I said, once it dries, you can't see it. And overall, this job took me about 20 to 25 minutes to complete. It should only take one coat if it's applied correctly, and it will dry to the touch in about 1 to 3 hours. I let this one cure 24 hours before I walk on it or before it's exposed to any moisture or precipitation. Our sealer has been curing for over 24 hours, so it's ready to go. Now let's take a look and see what advantages we get out of all of our hard work. Now here, I'm going to apply some water to some unsealed concrete. Now you can see that it turns a dark gray as the concrete is absorbing the water. It's not repelling at all. There's no beating of the water, and water will only roll off after the concrete is completely saturated. Now let's pour 3 cups of water on our sealed concrete and see how it performs. You can see the water beating up rather than soaking into the concrete. You'll also notice that the concrete isn't darkening due to water not being absorbed into concrete. This is exactly what we want to see. Now after you're done sealing the concrete and it's had plenty of time to dry and cure, grab your garden hose and spray it with water. What you want to look for is you want to look for any areas that are turning a dark gray. That might mean that you didn't quite get enough sealer down in that particular area. Now if you spray it with water and it looks even and it's a light gray and it's not darkening at all, great job. But if you see a little bit of darkness, take your smartphone out, take a picture, wait for the concrete to dry, grab your paint roller or your sprayer and a little bit of the sealer and go back over those areas. Use the picture on your phone so you can know exactly where to apply some additional sealer. So apply those areas and then wait about a minute or 2. Now if there's still sealer on the surface that's beaded up and it hasn't soaked in those areas, go ahead and grab a rag or a paper towel and wipe up the excess. That'll take care of it. 2 coats ought to do it and you should be good to go. Well, that concludes our series on sealing concrete. You can see it's rather easy and quite suitable as a DIY job. Now that you've sealed your concrete, you'll spend less time cleaning it and no time worrying about how long your concrete's going to last. Thanks a lot for joining us, and please be sure to subscribe to the Toolbox DIY YouTube channel for more helpful DIY videos. I'm Chris with Toolbox DIY. I'll see you next time.